Are you an aspirant of the prestigious University of Ibadan? You are writing your post-UTME this year and biology happens to be part of those subjects that you are going to be offering in your post-UTME. Plant morphology is one of those topics that you just need to make sure that you understand. Like, you really need to understand it, most especially if you happen to be part of the first batch, which is the first day. Virtually all of your questions will be coming out from plant morphology. Now imagine for a second, you get to see about 15 questions from a topic that you don't even have any idea of at all. What do you think could happen after? So that's why you just have to make sure that you watch this video till the end, so that you can get every necessary information that you need about this topic. Hi, wherever you are watching me from, I am Paul Akitunde, a medical student of the prestigious University of Ibadan and also the founder of Dr. Pepe Explains, a platform where I share insightful videos about challenges that young people are facing and how they can certainly overcome them and become a better version of themselves. Be it how to pass a particular examination, be it how to build an habit, virtually everything that you just need to become the best person that you can ever be. So if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, make sure you do so now so that you can get videos like this as soon as we post them. Thank you very much. So let's get straight into the video. But please, before I start, make sure you get a book and a pen, because everything I'm going to be saying in this video are what I've gathered in your past questions, examples and the likes, everything they can just ask you. I've gathered them and I'm going to be saying it in this video. So make sure you get a book, just write them down. Immediately you notice any key points, make sure you write it down. Thank you very much. So when you hear plant morphology, what comes to your mind? Plant morphology is simply the study of size, shape and the features of a plant, either the external feature or the internal feature. That's what plant morphology is all about. So I'm going to be dividing it into 5 different aspects. I'm going to be talking about root system, the leaf system, where I'll be talking about the arrangement of leaves, types of leaves, or like simple leaves, compound leaves, where I'll be talking about peripinnate and imperipinnate. Then I'll be talking about supporting tissue, I'll be talking about vascular tissue and also apexes in plants. So let's talk about the root system. You know, the root is that part of the plant that aids it to attach into the soil, right? But before we can have a plant, you must firstly have an embryo. It is an embryo that fully develops into a plant, right? But there is a part of that embryo that develops into roots, right? So that part is called the radicle. It is the radicle that fully develops into the root system. So you can just take notes from radicle R and roots R and R. You know, they correlate. So radicle is that part of the embryo that develops into the roots. They can also ask you for the stem. You know, the stem is that part after your roots. The part of the embryo that develops into the stem is called the plumule. Take note of that too. Plumule develops into stem, while radicle develops into the root system. So now, we have different types of roots. We have the taproot system, we have the fibrous roots, we have the adventitious roots, we have the breeding roots, and we have the aerial roots. So I'm going to be picking it one by one. So let's start with the taproot system. A taproot is a type of root that goes vertically downward into the soil, like straight into the soil. An example is found in your dicotyledonous, which is your examples like cassava, carrots. Their roots goes directly into the soil, vertically into the soil. While the number 2, fibrous root system, this is a type of root that goes from your stem. This is a stem. The root goes like this into the soil. Example is your maize. You know, maize is an example of monocotyledonous. Majorly when you were preparing for a JAMB, you will notice that taproot are only for dicots, while fibrous root are only for monocots. So please take note of that. So the third example of roots is the adventitious root. Adventitious root is a type of root that goes from any other place other than the radicle. Remember that from the beginning of this video, I was saying that roots majorly develop from your radicle. But for adventitious roots, their roots develop from any other position other than the radicle. The roots can develop from stem, from the leaf, from any other part. It should not be from the radicle. Please take note of that. That is for the adventitious roots. Then we also have breeding roots. Breeding roots are type of roots that grows upward. They grow upward like this from the soil upward. They are majorly found in waterlogged areas like your swamp where there is much water. Those are the positions where you can find your breeding roots. Now, breeding roots have about 3 different characteristics. part of what I've seen in your past question, they have 3 major characteristics. Number 1, they have the cuticle. Cuticle is like a protective layer around the breathing root system. They have a cuticle, that's number 1. Then number 2, they have penticell. Penticell is like a breathing pore, like a hole that helps them to breathe. They have a penticell. Then they also have mitochondria. Majorly mitochondria is used for producing energy, right? So they have mitochondria because in water, I said they are found in water, they go upward from the soil, upward. So in water, we majorly don't used to have much oxygen. So for breathing root system to be able to produce energy from themselves, they need the mitochondria. So they have 3 major functions, like I've said: cuticle, penticell, and the mitochondria. Take note of that. Now we also have area roots. Area roots is also like fibrous roots. Remember that I said that fibrous roots develop from the stem. So area root also develops from the stem, like above the soil. That's where area roots develops, and their examples can be your maize, like I've said, maize. Then ficus. Ficus is one of those examples that you are used to ask. There's a question like that in the past question that they were asking for example of plant that has area roots. Example is ficus. I think it's one only or so. Please take note of that. So that's majorly it about root system. I won't be saying too much. Those are the things that they will definitely ask you. So take note of that. So now that we are done with the root system, let's quickly move on to the leaf system. So I'm going to be needing my notes because I won't want to miss some information. So when we are talking about the leaf is divided into 3 major parts. The first one is what we call the leaf base or the lamina. This is like the surface of the leaf, is what we call the leaf base or the lamina. Then we also have the petiole. The petiole is that long part that helps the leaf to join together with the stem. That's what we call the petiole. So please, I want you to take note of something. There are some plants that they don't have this petiole at all. That is that point that joins together with the stem. They don't have this petiole. So that plants are called sessile plants. So please take note of that. So now when we are talking about leaf, the leaf is divided into 2 types. The first one is called the simple leaf, while the second one is called the compound leaf. Now let's pick it one by one. So when we are talking about the simple leaf is a type of leaf that has a plain lamina. Now let me use our hand as an example, because normally we don't have any human in this world that does not have all these stripes that we have on our palm. It's not possible. But when we are talking about the leaf, I'm just choosing these stripes as an example of lamina. So now when you have a leaf and it does not have any stripes at all, it is plain. Normally all those stripes on the leaf, they are called the midrib. So if you say a leaf that does not have those midrib at all, those leaves are called the simple leaves. But if you have a leaf that has a midrib, all these stripes on the leaf, it is called a compound leaf. So now, apart from having all these midrib, all these stripes on the surface, we also have some characteristics that we use to differentiate simple leaf from compound leaf. Now let's pick simple leaf. For simple leaf, it only has a single petiole and a single leaf. Let's say this is a tree. There is a single petiole and a leaf like this. Then we also have another petiole and a leaf like this. So that's it for simple leaf. But for compound leaf, it has, let's say, a petiole like this, but many leaves on that petiole. But these leaves are arranged though. It can have, let's say this is a petiole now. A leaf can go like this, another one can go like this, a leaf can go like this, another one can go like this. So that is for compound leaf. So based on their arrangements on that petiole, we also have different types of compound leaves now. So compound leaves is now divided into 2 categories. Please make sure you write something down, because that's what will make you to understand what I'm saying. Now for compound leaves, they are divided into 2 categories. We have the pinnately compound leaves, then we have the palmately compound leaves. Pinnately compound leaves, then we have the palmately compound leaves. So when you hear pinnately compound leaves, what are these leaves? These are the leaves that has like an even or odd arrangement of leaves on the petiole. Even or odd arrangement on the petiole. So when you have an even arrangement, that is, you have 2 leaves on this same side, like one is here, another one is here, that's 2. So if you have like 2, 2, 2, 2, that's like even arrangement. It is called a peripinnate compound leaf. Take note of that. If you have 2, 2, 2, 2, I will display it on the screen. You should see it now. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Even arrangement. That's called a peripinnate compound leaf. But if you have a petiole like this, then you have 1 here, 1 here. That's 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So at this head part, we are going to have 3. You know, that's like odd. Normally we started from 2, 2, 2, 2, but at this top part we now have 3. You know, that's an odd arrangement. That one is called imparipenate compound leaf. Imparipenate compound leaf. So for peripenate we have even arrangements, 2, 2, 2, 2 throughout, but for imparipenate we have 2, 2, 2, 2. Then at the top we now have 3. That's called imparipenate. So let me give you examples, because that's the most important part. So now for peripenate compound leaf, the first one we have is Chromonella. You can see the name, Chromonella. Then we have Albizia. Then we have Cassia. Then we have Cisaphenia. You should see all the names on the screen now. That's like 4 examples that I've given you. Take notes. Then for imparipenate, which is an odd arrangement, we have Neubodia and Gliricidia. Take note. Those are the 2 examples that I've seen that they mentioned in your past question. Neubodia and Gliricidia. Take note. So that's for peripenate compound leaves, then imparipenate compound leaves. So now they can also ask you a question based on the arrangement of leaves. You can already see it from what I said, that some leaves are arranged in a specific type of pattern. The one that originates from a central point, the one that occurs oddly, like 2, 2, 2, 2, then 3, the one that occurs evenly. So this is where we are going to be talking about those arrangements. So let me pick the first one. We have the spiral leaves or the alternate leaves. The spiral leaves or the alternate leaves. These are leaves that, if you have a petiole like this, a leaf goes here, then another one at this side goes here, but not at the same position. You can see my hand. Normally the leaf are supposed to go like this, but not like that. One goes like this, then another one goes at the top. So like alternately, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, like one down, one up. Do you understand? That's for spiral or alternate leaves. Then let me give you examples. We have the hibiscus, we have the maize, then we have the sunflower. That's for spiral or alternate leaves. Take notes. Then we also have number 2, which is the opposite arrangement. Opposite, you can already know that we have a like a petiole like this. One leaf comes out, another one comes out beside it, but at opposite side. Do you get? Those are opposite types of leaf arrangements. Then example, we have the guava and isora. That isora is what they will ask you. Isora, you can see it on the screen. Isora, that's for opposite arrangements. You can see that opposite arrangement is what we have in imparipenate and peripenate. 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. Do you get? That's for opposite. Then we have the third one, which is the whorled leaves. So whorled leaves are those ones that originate at a point, then they now go like in a circular direction, like pew, 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 like roundly. Can you see? Can you see it on your screen? That's the whorled leaves. They originate at a particular point, then they like go in a circular path. Do you get? Then we have examples. We have Astonia. Can you see the name? Astonia. Then we have Cascabella. Take notes. Those are the 2 examples that I've seen in your past question. So take notes. So let me come again. I already said that leaf is divided into what? Simple leaves and compound leaf. Simple leaf, plain surface, right? Then a single flower with a single petiole, right? Then for compound leaves, not a plain surface, it has midribs on it, right? Then it has many leaves on a petiole. Do you get? Then I said compound leaf is divided into pinnately compound leaves, then palmately compound leaves. Then pinnately compound leaves is now divided into peripenate, which is the even arrangement, then imparipenate, which is the odd arrangement. Then we have the palmate compound leaves. Those one originate at a particular point. So what you just need to take note of are the examples, please. Take note of those examples. Thank you. Let's move to the last part, which is the apex part. So whenever you are talking about apex is just that part that is above the leaf, like the shape of the part of the leaf that is above, like at the top. That's what apex is all about. So we have different type of apexes in plants, and majorly we only have 5, which I will be giving you. So the first one is emarginate apex. That's your type of apex, like you know I said it is above, like that part that is above the leaf. So whenever you have a dead center like this, that's what we call emarginate apex. And an example is Baronia. Take notes. So the second one is acute apex. Acute apex is the one that has a tip that is like a 90-degree shape, just like this. Do you get? Can you see it? That's acute type of leaf. And an example is mango. So one thing about UI questions is that they won't ask you directly like mango, guava, orange. They won't ask you. They will be asking you for the botanical name, which can be the first name. You know, we said the first name is the genus name, while the second one is the species name. So anytime you are learning some terms in biology, some names of plant or animal, make sure you are learning their botanical name alongside, most especially the first name, which is the genus name. So for Aipis apex, an example is mango, and the botanical name is Magnifera indica. Take note. Then another type of apex is acuminate apex. Acuminate apex. This is a type of leaf that has a tip that is like as long as a tail. As long as a tail. This is a leaf normally. So at that top, the top is very long, like very long, like a tail. That's what we call acuminate apex. And an example is ficus. Ficus is also a botanical name, which is the genus name, the first name, ficus. Coming from fig tree, yes, fig tree, ficus. Ficus religiosa. Ficus religiosa. That's for what? Fig tree. So take notes. Acuminate apex is found in ficus. Take notes. So the fourth one is obtuse apex. Obtuse apex is that one that has like a leaf is going like this. So at that tip, the tip is round, like round. Can you see it? Round like this. That's what we call obtuse apex. And an example is also found in banyan tree. So one thing is that banyan tree it also has a botanical name which is called ficus. Yes, ficus. But that one is Ficus bengalensis. Can you see it? Ficus bengalensis for banyan tree. So that means you can find acuminate and obtuse apex in ficus, like two different ficus. One is for fig tree, while the other one is for banyan tree. Can you see? Thank you. So the last one is mucornate apex. Mucornate apex. So I've not seen this one in your past question at all. I think the only one I've seen before is emarginate and acute. Yes, emarginate and acute. So you might not, just make sure you know mucornate as well, because they can ask you. So mucornate is that one that just has a small tip. Can you see? Like a small tip in front of it. A small tip. That's what we call mucornate apex. And an example is found in ilex opaca. Ilex. So take it, ilex. So can you recall everything I've said? Emarginate apex, acute apex, acuminate apex, obtuse apex, and mucornate apex. So the one you need to like make sure you know very well is emarginate and acute. So you can search for more examples, and whenever you are searching for your example, make sure you know their botanical name alongside. Make sure you know their botanical. So that's basically everything about plant morphology. If you haven't subscribed before, make sure you subscribe and like, and also share these videos to your class group. Thank you very much for watching till the end. Bye.